Hello, everyone, and it's Scribs, and I just wanted to have a little chit chat with you and just talk about how I'm feeling about not how I'm feeling about my art, but rather, kind of. But also, I just wanted to talk about sketchbooking and social media and how I feel like some things have been ruined with social media and content creation. And just like being a creator or an artist in general, even at like extreme levels of popularity, like for example, actors and singers and everything. I saw this interesting article about the rapid objectification of men, like celebrities and stuff. Pedro Pascal, Kit Harington, and one other person talked about it, who I think was from Normal People, the actor from Normal People. Never seen the show, so I don't know his name, but I recognized his face. They were like in the thumbnail of the article, and I really think it has to do with a lot of entitlement, and just the more that social media pushes creators to just pump out content and to be involved in everything and to, kind of be like machines. That's why that's why they're getting objectified so easily. And I feel that kind of ties into artist work and, weirdly enough, my sketchbooking. So I'm decided to sketch in pen here. I love doing pen sketches, and I love doing studies. So I decided to take it back to the beginning with my OC Kyle, who has a cane. She's disabled. And, I decided to draw her in some of the outfits I have saved on her Pinterest board. And even though I did the 100 shoes challenge, I decided to draw some egregious shoes on her feet. I guess I am stuck at a previous level when it comes to pen sketching shoes. But yeah, I'm going to talk about the topic I came to talk about. I think there's a lot of the need to perform and to not be authentic, or to try to be authentic, yet it's still in a performative way, to appease the masses, to appease the social media platforms we use, to keep up with the algorithm, everything like that. So when it comes to me doing sketchbooks, I watch a lot of sketchbook tours for inspiration. But it came to a point where, I made a mistake coloring in the stuff. But it came to the point where I'm watching these sketchbook tours, and instead of being inspired, and like sometimes I take pictures of sketchbooks and I'm like, I should try to copy a spread or an outfit or just something like the way they drew their lines, Instead of being endlessly inspired, I began to question myself as an artist and, think my sketchbooks aren't really all that great. There's these people doing these amazing things, drawing out full pieces or coloring pieces or something. And here I am, going again, just drawing studies or failed drawings, leaving pages blank, which I'm seeing as a waste of money. And I feel as though I have nothing creative to share with the world because it is not in, the best tip-top shape, because there are mistakes. But that's the thing. When you make art, there will be mistakes. A sketchbook is a place to sketch, to make mistakes, to do studies, and to do all these things that I think I use my sketchbook for. But because I'm sharing it with the public, I no longer just deem any of my work worthy. And it's weird to view yourself, view your worth, view your art that you make for whatever reason, that I personally make for fun, and I love it so much, I want it to be my career, to only view it in the eyes of like how everyone else will perceive it, rather than in my own eyes. I can look at some of sketches and think, wow, this is terrible, but at least I did something, right? Like this sketch of a profile here, not my best work. I do need to draw profiles more often, but when I post it online, now I'm thinking, when I do a sketchbook tour and somebody looks at this page, are they going to think, wow, I am inspired by this? Or are they going to think, this is a boring sketchbook tour, and I'm clicking off of the video? So then we get to part 2, where I want to replicate the people I deem or I value as the greats. And so I try. But then I think to myself, well, first I need to do this, and first I need to do this, and first I need to do this. And it ends up stopping myself because my sketchbook, instead of becoming this great majestic thing for the public to view, something that I'm hoping I'll be proud of because the public is proud of me, it becomes a sketchbook of studies, which is what it should be. It's what it should be used for, but I can't help but feel ashamed because I feel as though my work is so scrappy and just it isn't very great to look at. And I know that that's something I have to work on myself. But to constantly post online, to get people's attention, to make this my career, just in general, to pump out that content week by week, I want to make something valuable, something long-lasting, and to try to make it in this tiny time frame. I want to prepare myself with those studies. I've been working on this challenge, an art piece a month challenge. I'm upping it to 2 art pieces a month, despite me being all the way into March and not starting the piece for this month. I do want to up it to 2 so I can extend my portfolio and make more prints. But I do need to learn a few things. I've decided to take some courses and do a lot of other things to improve my art. And this one is a bit more thought out, so I am talking a bit slower. And it hurts a lot more to talk about this. Because, well, several reasons, really. But mainly because to say that I don't like my art, it hurts. I want to like my art, and I do sometimes. But there's also other moments where I'm just thinking, I only made a page look right one time. I only made a piece look right one time, or I only like this tiny part of the piece, and there's just this dissatisfaction. But I have to accept the fact that I do like to do studies, and maybe I'm seeing them in a non-appealing way. The way I, leave off some details or draw certain things is not what I think is appealing, but maybe somebody else finds it appealing, or maybe I can just tweak it in one way to make it more appealing. So I tried to do these studies on the iPad and just color them in, and care about what they looked like, yes, but hopefully that just coloring them in would give them some more appeal, would emphasize the shape language that I was using, and would make me feel a bit more secure in my art. And I had a great time doing it, and also I'm trying to get back into posting reels through this. I've heard a lot of people talk about how they're dissatisfied with their sketchbooks. Little Star Nerd. A lot of other people that it's not clicking for me right now. But that's why a lot of people have been saying make ugly art. I think that there's this freedom when you're a beginner artist that you let go of when you start to learn more about art principles and drawing and everything. At the beginning, I was drawing foreshortening and perspective and all this crazy stuff that I definitely did not have the skill to capture. But I was doing it fearlessly, constantly, and it did improve my art in the long run. But now, there's some things I'm so afraid of how they turn out, how they look, that I'm not willing to push myself to take the challenge to just make it look ugly. Because, again, I'm looking at myself through the lens of the public. It's really hard to do this just so people will find it appealing in certain ways. But that doesn't mean there isn't any fun. I like when you guys comment, I love this video, I really like your art, or you're inspiring me or something. It really motivates me and cheers me up. And I don't know, I say it all the time. I hope you guys believe me and understand my sincerity. It just makes me think that I'm doing something right. It's just weird to talk about my need for validation. But I know that other people struggle with this too in terms of posting their art online. And so yeah, I'm hoping that I'm getting more comfortable with making ugly art, with making a few mistakes, with having sketchbooks that aren't that perfect, partially empty, don't have that much finished pieces. But I also need to like the fact that I want to improve in terms of, adding more color or putting more finished pieces in. That's not a bad thing to want to do more, but it isn't a bad thing if I'm not doing more, I want to be content with myself, but also push myself in other aspects. And I think that it's a fine balance that I'm straddling, but I'm hoping that all the things that I've told myself to do, the art piece a month challenges, the studies that I do, the videos that I try to make, that I'm going to be leading towards improvement just because of that. And that's all that you have to do. Just keep pushing, keep going, and eventually you'll get to a place where you say you want to be content. You're like, I'll get to a place where I'm content. But I don't know if anything I'm saying is making any sense. I hope that this resonates with somebody, that somebody understands. I've seen a lot of comments, this person, you're making incredible art, like I could never make this. And I feel like that a lot. I understand the urge to feel like that. But I think one of the things that really helps is to not have a defeatist mindset, I guess. Because in the back of my mind was always, the idea, but I never pushed. Ooh, that scared me. Something fell on the floor. But I'm pushing myself now, I'm pushing myself now. I'm trying to make something more beautiful. I'm trying to do something that feels more, not authentic, that feels more challenging, that will take me to higher heights. And it's not in the hope that somebody else will find me more desirable. For once, it's for me. I want to be able to do more stuff with my art. And then yes, maybe that will lead to somebody being like, wow, this is something that appeals to me. I'd like to buy your art. I'd like to do this, or I'd like to do that. But right now, I'm hoping that I make an appealing sketchbook for me. I'm putting that goal in my mind. It's not for the public. It's for me. I want to have a fun, cool, appealing sketchbook. I want to push myself. I want to do something new. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that this time around. I'm using a mixed media sketchbook, so I might be able to do more. And yeah, thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. And I want to say, if you feel like you want to support me in any other way, please commission me or join my Patreon. It would help out a great deal, as I've been struggling with low funds recently. But I'm trying to keep going and trying not to let that, pin me down, that I'm not yet in a successful place. So, yeah, I hope you liked the video. I hope my ramblings made any sense and that you can relate to them. And I want to do something cool, like a little study session, soon. So let me know if you'd be down for that. Bye.